Right, guys, welcome back to Normski TV, the What's Going On podcast. Um, yes, another weekend, lots to talk about, and hopefully we'll have a great time this evening talking about all things football, the weekend events, uh, namely Man United. Ollie is not at the wheel anymore. Liverpool humbling Arsenal as usual. Chelsea doing their business. And Man City doing their business. We are going live with the What's Going On podcast. And I will be hopefully having a couple of guests on. Kofi won't be on with us tonight. He's not too well, but I'm sure he's going to be in the chat, putting his two bobs worth. So get well against Kofi. Hopefully we'll have Dave on from Dubai and also Ches, who should be coming on. He may have changed his surname. We'll see when he comes on. They're not in the green room in the back office at the moment. So I'm just going to babble away. For those people that are on, put it in the chat. Just want to say hi. Give me your virtual waves if you want. Just put it in the chat. Welcome to everybody that's online. 4 people so far. So listen, we're going to talk all things football. And while we're waiting for Dave, he said he'd be a couple of minutes late, but not to worry. Tom, welcome to the chat. Geezer, yeah, you good? I'm good, bro. I'm good. I did send you the link, Tom. So if you're feeling brave, I'm going to come on and defend Arteta. Do that. Welcome, Kofi. Yeah, mate, you're in the chat again. You've got the link. So, Kofi, if you're getting a little bit tetchy, yeah, you may just want to come on. You don't even have to show your face, bro. You don't have to show your face. But listen, we're here for you, man. Praying for you. Hoping everything goes well for you. But yeah, it's going to be a good show tonight. As I said, lots have happened. Ollie has been sacked. And yeah, I mean, what next for Man United? And my title for the show is Ollie's been banned from driving. What next? And he's been banned for life. I hope it's life. And Arsenal get humbled again. We go to Liverpool and get slapped. We will be talking about that as well. I just got a text from Ches. He's going to be in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the weekend game. So, whilst we're waiting on these guys, let's talk about the first game of the day, and that was Chelsea Leicester. And I'm sure Dave's going to probably want to talk about that when he comes on as well. First of all, it wasn't a good advert for Brendan Rodgers. If he was going for the Man United job, he didn't really set up quite well in that game. Chelsea literally beating them 3-0. They're still top of the table. Only 4 goals conceded in all, well, not competitions, but for the Premier League. So defensively there, that's fantastic. I don't know what was going on with Brendan's tactics that weekend. I was at work, so I was just kind of catching bits and pieces of the game. But listen, it was like they're back 3, back 4. Rudiger scoring. I don't know if it's James scorers. I'm just gonna have a quick check to see who scored. Christian Pulisic scored. N'Golo Kante. What a run from N'Golo Kante. Listen, took the ball and listen, the Red Sea parted and he just banged it away. Leicester player. They dispatch Leicester. Leicester not really doing too well in the Premier League. They have really dropped off. And if this is an advert for Brendan Rodgers to go to Man United, he ain't really doing a great job at the moment. Then you got Stevie Gerrard, my missus' favourite player, ex-Red. She was supporting Rangers, and he's now gone to Aston Villa. And on his debut, it was a bit of a struggle, but Ollie Watkins and Tyrone Mings winning that game for Tyrone Mings got the goal in the 89th minute and Ollie Watkins in the 84th minute. So, Roger, if you're watching up in the Midlands, your team has done it 2-0. You was in a little bit of a bad way, but listen, new manager bounce, as they would say, and they win that game 2-0. And they would go to Wolves, West Ham. A 1-0 victory from Wolves. I think it was Jimenez that scored that goal in the 58th minute. West Ham are going really well in the league. And this they lost this game 1-0. And listen, they're on 23 points. They're still in the top 4. And we never know. I mean, Arsenal were chasing them down, but they have got a good balanced side. They did really well last week. Well, I say last week, 2 weeks ago, before the internationals, beating Liverpool 3-2. And, you know what I mean, I thought that they were going to carry that form over into the Wolves game, but Wolves have beaten them 1-0. So it's opened up the top 4. And then we're not going to even touch that yet. I'll wait till Ches comes on. I'm going to talk about the Watford game. That was crazy. That was mad. Then Norwich, Dean Smith, ex-Aston Villa, beating Southampton 2-1. Beating Southampton 2-1. I've got Dave in the green room, so I'm going to bring him in. So, yeah, he's just probably finished his jealous fries. We've got Super Tommy Tuchel. So you've changed your name. Yo, man, it's changed his name. I was just going through the games. Welcome, Dave. Thanks again for taking time out. I know what time it is at. It's probably about 11 p.m. So thank you for the sacrifice and everything. And listen, man, it's just like now you're hounding me every time you win the game. When we doing the next show? When we doing the next show? What's going on, bro?
I just want to talk. That's all it is.
You just want to talk. You just want to puff out your chest about want to talk. Yeah. But I'm just going through the actual weekend games, Dave. We're just waiting on Ches to come in. He said he's going to be a couple of minutes late, but he's going to be in. Yep. And I'm just waiting for him to come in because I've got something special to do, and I'm hoping he's done the same thing. We will be doing that later on. But let's go. I was just talking about the Norwich game. Dean Smith getting sacked from Aston Villa, and falls on a job with Norwich. Winning that game 2-1 against Southampton.
Yeah, I think what he'd done differently is he's changed the squad up. He started playing.
Yes, Normski. Hi, people, everybody. Yeah. Go on, Dave. You say, bro?
Yeah, no, I was just saying. I think he just changed up the team, didn't he? Different squad selection. So of course, the old guy was very stubborn.
Dave.
Yeah. Go on, what happened?
I've just seen Ches in the studio. He's just coming to the studio. And it just seems like Ches likes changing his surname. Would anybody just a minute, guys, put it in the chat. But first of all, let me just talk to Kofi here again. Dave, you're growing wings. Your boys are unstoppable. There's Kofi bigging you up there, Dave.
Yeah, I really wanted Kofi to be on there.
He's bigging you up.
I did want to speak to Kofi as well, but thanks, Kofi. I know you're not feeling too great, but thanks. I like that. I
did say to him if he's feeling brave and he wants to come on, I'd send him the link. So you never know. Yeah. You never know. This conversation could get a bit juicy because I've got a lot to say about Mane. Not to say that that's the reason why we lost the game, but we won't go there. But I just wanted to say this before Ches comes on. Yeah. He made his debut 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, whatever we want to call it. And do you remember his surname was Ches Ollie out?
Yeah.
Would anybody like to put in the chat before I bring him in, just quickly bombard the chat, what do you think Ches has changed his name to?
Probably Glazers out or Carrot out, one of the two.
Right. I didn't say you,
I can only imagine. Okay. I can only imagine it'll be something like that.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm just waiting for some more. Dean Smith should have held on to throw. Is in for the Man United manager. Well, what do you think about that, guys? Well, actually, let's leave that until I bring in Ches. Listen, does anybody want to guess Ches's surname, his new surname? Just quickly put it in the chat. And if I don't see it in the next 10 seconds... Okay, what's we've got here? What's he put in there? Let's see. Come back, Ollie. Right, hold on.
I was gutted.
Welcome, Ian. Yeah, man. Listen, Ian, you've been quite passionate. You know, we had a conversation today, about the whole situation with Arsenal. Listen, man, put your information, put your stuff in the chat. We will talk about it. Kofi is saying United are a sunken ship. Okay, I don't know if he's saying that's Ches's surname.
Oh,
So we've got come back, Ollie. Anybody else want to just put something quickly in the chat? Anybody else before I bring Ches into the studio? Anybody else? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm bringing him in. There is it.
What's up, Dave?
Ches.
Dave, you got it right straight away.
I knew it.
Dave got it right. He knows Ches inside out.
It should have been Glazers out, though.
Right.
You're right. When you said that, I regretted it. I should have put Glazers out, but
well,
Carrick out's good enough.
Now, but saying all of that, Ches, I mean, this problem with Man United is a deep thing. And when I text you to say, Ollie's gone, you said nothing has changed. You said nothing has changed. The same coaching team is still there. And
look at Dave's smile.
And if you look at my title, my title was Ollie as being banned for life from driving. Yeah, he's been banned from life for driving. What next? Yeah. Well, they've decided to bring his co-driver in, Michael Carrick. But we will discuss that later on. But I'm just going through, just to say, guys, I'm just going through the games at the weekend. I don't know if you caught any of them. We have reached up to the point where we're talking about Norwich and Southampton. Dave, did you finish your point on that?
Yeah, no, I did. I was just saying that he just obviously just got changed his squad.
Welcome, Calvin, to the chat. Yeah. So
Newcastle
Newcastle
just changed his squad. Yeah.
Newcastle 3, Brentford 3. What a game that was. Backwards and forward. Newcastle getting the first goal. Brentford coming back in. Brentford going 2-1 up. Then Newcastle coming back. Brentford going 3-2 up. Then 3-3. Mad. Newcastle, who are worth 300 and odd million pounds or billions, should I say, whatever it is. I don't know how billions it is. Yeah, sit bottom of the table, getting a 3-3 draw. We have them next on Saturday at 12:30 kickoff. We need to bounce back from that madness. Oh, boy, I say no more. Burnley, Crystal Palace. Patrick Vera doing really well in his tenure as in the Premier League. With Burnley are starting to score goals now. Crystal Palace drawing a lot of games, I noticed. I don't know what your thoughts on that and what your thoughts on Patrick Vieira.
I think he's a strong manager. Sorry, background noise.
Is there background noise? Can you hear some background noise? I don't know where.
Yeah.
What? 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, I was just saying that. I think he is a strong manager. He's experienced. Vieira's been managing for years now. In the French league and of course in the MLS. So I think he's just probably 1 or 2 players short of, having a good squad. Do you know what I mean? That, would be able to finish at, let's say, top 9, top 8, maybe 10. Do you know what I mean? He's got, the Zahas, the Gallaghers, they're there, but he's probably short of 1 or 2 good players on that level, to get more consistent wins. But I rate Vera. I think he's a very, very good manager. He was a very good player. And I think he's respected as well. And probably that's another thing when you look at managers and coaches with Ollie. Ollie was a legend at United, but was he really respected? I don't know. I don't see players looking up to Ollie saying he's my idol. But, the likes of Patrick Vieira, you could even say Steven Gerrard, now. They've got that Zidane. They've got that legacy whereby players look up to them. So yeah, that's my point on that.
Ches, your thoughts on Vieira, Patrick Vieira?
I think Vieira's going to do well at Palace. It's definitely a role for him that's just going to be a stepping stone to a bigger club, maybe Arsenal in the future, maybe even take over, maybe even somewhere like City or something like that. But I think he's going to do a good job. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's a case of that he's respected. And also I feel like he's got a bit of the fear factor. The fact that he used to go up against Roy Keane, he was part of that, those real big games, and he was a big character in those games. As a manager, players like Zaha, who have a reputation for being a bit loose, they will respect him. They'll want to
Yeah,
play.
no, absolutely. Yeah, you can see
They'll
that.
feel like
You
he
can
has
see that.
something to offer them. So I think he's going to do well. I think he's a good manager.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I know you said about him maybe possibly, future manager for Arsenal, and I think that the fan base is quite split on this in terms of wanting him to be a manager. I think there's that fear of, not to say he's had quite a bit of experience, managing abroad, managing Nice and stuff like that. So he's obviously got a lot more experience than Arteta. But it's all that it's all about his legacy, and I'm not comparing it nowhere to your manager just recently gone. Ollie comes nowhere near that, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's probably his driver or something like that, But I don't know if I would take him.
For me, look at this, right? You got Vieira, I think Vieira's a better manager than Arteta. He's got more experience.
100%.
As a player, he was a much better player. But when it comes to tactically, Crystal Palace have a DNA now. What Crystal Palace is all about. And they're playing good, attractive football, fast-flowing football. And they will come at you in games. Do you know what I mean? So I don't see why not in terms of Vieira. We did it with Lampard. It didn't work out. But we gave him a go. And he still got that club, legacy status. So I don't see why not with Vieira. If I was you guys, I would snap him up 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. It makes sense. It does make sense, but boy, I don't know. I don't know if because the fans can turn really quick. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want that Vieira to lose that legacy. Because he was a fantastic player for us. You know what I mean? But listen, we'll see what happens. I mean, at the moment, as I said, for me, with Arteta, the jury's still out on him. And after that trouncing we got on Saturday evening, you know what I mean? It's even more out. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So I'm just going to quickly. I've left out the Liverpool and Arsenal games. I think Ches has dropped out. Hopefully he'll come back in. I've left out the Liverpool and Arsenal game.
Cal said something in the chat. Cal Rob.
Yeah, right. Okay, so he's got here. Okay, he's coming straight back. He's got here. Conte's roughing up my boys at Spurs. Rinse them at half-time, then gets a chewing in the second half. Let's probably just tackle that. And yeah, Spurs coming out 2-1 winners. And I watched that game, Dave. I don't know if you saw the game.
Yeah, I saw bits of it. I think Conte's tactical change helped because obviously he pushed up the win backs very, very high. And that's what top managers do. They look at a problem and they change it.
He can change it.
That's the difference from a top manager.
And that is the thing. Exactly what you hit the nail right on the head. He saw the problem, he changed it. Second half, totally different team. But I mean, if Leeds are and you've got to remember, Leeds without 4 of their 5 key players.
Yeah.
And they gave them a game. A game in that first half. If they were clinical, Calvin Phillips, mate. I didn't even know that he was playing in the back 4. I thought he played in the midfield.
No, he can play centre back.
I wouldn't mind him. I'll take him at Arsenal. I'll take him at Arsenal all day long. But I just said, Conte gets them inside. I don't remember that situation when I think it was when Man United came to Chelsea when Conte was in charge. And when you beat them, and then Conte was giving it all that. And you saw Mourinho say, "Let's just calm." He whispered in his ears, didn't he? Calm down, calm it down. But you could see him riling up the crowds as Calvin has said. He was riling up the crowd, getting the crowd up and everything. Listen, he's got to obviously get his ideas across to them. It's going to take time. You've got Kane dropping deep. I think they need Kane to be more further up the field. They need a creative player in that. If they had someone like a Luka Modric playing in that hole, in that number 10 role, that creative, that creativeness, then Dave is frozen, I think. You frozen, Dave? I think you're frozen. Yeah? I don't know. I think he's frozen. I don't know if it's my connection or what. But I'm going to keep talking. If you can hear me, just put a thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me, guys? Right. It looks like Dave is frozen. Hopefully they will come back in. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if it's in and that. But whilst we're waiting, okay, great, guys. Whilst we're waiting, I've just gone back to the chat. Yeah, look what happened with Douglas. So, yeah, they've dropped out. They should come back in. I don't know if it's on their end. Just to read the rest of these chats. Just think it took Watford and the fact that the stock shares went down significantly before directors got rid of Ollie. Again, Calvin was marking Harry Kane most of the game there. Absolutely marked him completely out of the game. Yeah, just as this confirming. Yeah, and Calvin again saying Kane going too deep, and that's the problem, playing too deep. Oh yeah, I now know who Chili 666 is. Andy, welcome to the chat, man. And we was talking this morning. You decided that you was going to ring me up in the morning, to 1 minute past 8. You and Latoya just to bug me about the game on Saturday evening. But it is what it is. But we carry on. I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna text and find out what's happened on their end. I don't know if it's an issue if they've had a blackout or something. But let me just text them. Hold on a second. Right, let's just wait. I don't know if what's going on. Oh, I've just had a text from Dave. Phone overheated and ended. So it came back in. Give me 2 minutes. So we'll carry on. So listen, guys. Listen. I want to bring back Ches in. Ches is back in with us. Ches, if you can hear me.
Sorry about
Dave's phone overheated. Dave's phone overheated. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can
you hear me?
Sorry, it was me with the back.
Yeah. Was yours one playing up as well?
The background noise is coming from my.
You're mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you too well, Ches. I don't know if your mic. Can you sort out your mic? I can't hear you too well.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better now. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to move because it was me with the background noise.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, Dave, sorry, his phone is overheated. So he said he'll be back in about 2 minutes.
No worries.
Sorry. So, yeah. So I said I'd leave out the Liverpool Arsenal game, the Man United Watford game. We kind of talked about Chelsea with regards to, them still going ahead and doing what they need to do. They're looking like favourites to win the league. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Chelsea, Ches, in terms of Chelsea. Between Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool, who's your likely candidate for winning the league? Can you hear me, Ches? Mate, we're having some technical problems today. Can you hear me, Ches?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're breaking up a lot, though. Can you hear me?
I don't know if it is. Can you just let me know? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Just because it seems like we're having problems with our.
I can hear you clearly now. You've come back.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
But Chelsea. I think Chelsea are strong favourites. I think Chelsea, they've got gears to go up as well. They've got a strong squad and they've got depth in their squad. I think their main rivals, I'd say a month ago, I was thinking were Liverpool. But I feel like Liverpool, they will still have those games where they will drop points. I think their main rivals they should be most concerned about are Man City. I think Man City are starting to hit that period, which they sort of do around this sort of time, where they just start to just win, without stopping. And I think they're going to be their main rivals.
Right. Man City, yeah?
Yeah. I think Man City, Pep always, around sort of Christmas time going into the new year, Pep always gets them just winning game after game. Get 1-0s, 2-0s, 2-1, and they will just keep getting those 3 points on the board. I think that's going to be Chelsea's main concern.
Right.
And especially if Pep gets certain players, like if he gets Raheem Sterling scoring again, like he did on the weekend, and just gets him going, so he's got more options. Even if they don't get a striker, I still feel like this is when Man City usually pick up those points. I feel like Liverpool will fade away a little bit just because of the depth of the squad. So I think it's definitely between Chelsea and City, but I think Chelsea have just got a little bit of edge. I think they're going to win it.
Jay's saying Chelsea will drop points too. But how many points do you think they will drop? Dave, thoughts?
Go on, Dave.
No, Chelsea. No, go on.
No, they could drop points, but they've like Lukaku hasn't even started yet. That's the thing. That's what worries me. And Lukaku's coming back. I think he'll probably be back for the United game, right?
Yeah, he's back 28th. Yeah, this weekend. Yeah.
And he's going to have a point to prove. And also, so is Tuchel. He's going to want Lukaku to be scoring goals. He's not going to want to spend all that money on Lukaku for him to just be 10 goals in one season. He's going to want to really kick on and make a statement. So I think Chelsea. Now I don't really see Chelsea dropping points. I think Chelsea's going to keep going and going and going.
Yeah, they've only still conceded 4 goals, which is just really good.
Yeah.
And they're scoring goals. It's not just their forward.
Dave?
Go on, Dave. What you want to say?
What's
your opinion?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the nail. I just think that Lukaku's not even playing, and we're scoring 7, 4 here, 3 here. Yeah, I think the fact that Lukaku's not even in the squad right now because he's injured. I mean, I saw that as well in the chat.
This guy. I'll tell you this, Andy. I'll tell you. Come on the show, you're a joker. That's what I got to say, Andy. You're a joker. Yeah, you change that number, Chili 666. Want me to come and rebuke him, bro? Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No. So I think we'll keep going. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even being biased here. Like just watching the football, and I think we've got a good team spirit. That's the one thing I've seen this season. And teams that go on to win the Premier League or even Champions League, when they like unify together and you see it on and off the pitch, then that's an added bonus as well and a boost. So I think Chelsea will be really strong throughout. And I get what Chelsea's saying. Man City and Pep has a way of getting his players to just tick, and gets the best out of them. Of course, he inherits great teams already, but when it comes to man management, he does get it out of his players. So I think, they're going to be in and about as well. I think Liverpool, I keep saying it, Liverpool are really, really strong. Salah and Mane, for me, Salah's just the difference, When you've got those two, anything can happen in the game. So, I think it's going to be a tight race now. Now seeing that Man City beating Everton like that, I'm a bit worried about Man City.
I think in Chelsea, like, give you a bit of confidence. I think with Liverpool, although Salah and Mane are unreal, I feel like they're still like they will still drop points to teams that they just go into games expecting to beat. I feel like what I've noticed, like after the Arsenal game with Liverpool and obviously the United game with Liverpool, I feel like the big games, Liverpool, you just can't stop them, basically. When they get going, because Arsenal was giving a good account for themselves when the game first started. But once they get going and the goals start coming, because there was even a couple of times that they could have scored early on, but there's some great saves from Arsenal, and they were really holding on at one point. But then as soon as they start really getting the ball rolling and the goals start coming, just can't stop them, basically. And I feel like they're always up for when it comes to the big teams or the big games, they're up for it, and they'll just move them to one side and just keep going. But I feel like when you get a Crystal Palace or when you get a West Ham, then that's when they struggle, when they get caught by surprise. Yeah,
they're just basically relentless going forward. And I was quite disappointed with Arsenal because Liverpool leak goals. They leak a lot of goals, and that was a prime opportunity to, get a couple against them because defensively not that great.
I mean, look, I might as well just address the Arsenal game, and obviously we got turned over 4-0, took a humble pie as usual. We go into that game off the back of a 10-game unbeaten run in all competitions. You get certain Arsenal supporters going into that game thinking, we may have a chance. Some people saying a free. I know Dave last 10 days ago, you were saying, don't go in that kind of mentality. Why are you going with a free hit? Look at Brighton. Brighton go there, get a draw. Why is it that Brighton can get a draw? Why is it that Brentford can get a draw? And when it comes to us, we just go there. I don't know if it's a mental thing. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think is it a mental thing? We've got a young side, so inexperience shone through in that game. For the first 30, 40 minutes, we were okay. was it the Klopp and Arteta's little situation on the side that sort of spurred it all on? What are your thoughts on that, guys? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like a lot of teams will play against, especially a team like Arsenal, who are getting a lot better. I feel like they will look at a game like Liverpool and just see it as a free hit. Like if we lose to Liverpool, we lose to Liverpool. It's Liverpool. I feel like they go in there and they're going to try and give it their all, but at the end of the day, when they lose, they don't go home with they go home with their heads held high still. If you get what I mean, because it's Liverpool. But that's why I do agree with the point that Dave made, is that just lowering standards. It's Arsenal Football Club. It's Man United Football Club. We're on the same page, which is low standards. We should be going in there just to go toe to toe.
We're definitely on the same page when it comes to that.
We don't have
our standards are falling. Sorry, go on. Say that again, Chess.
Arsenal don't have the players to go toe to toe with Liverpool. Man United don't have the coaches or management team to go toe to toe with Liverpool. That's the problem. So
and we've got an inexperienced manager and inexperienced players. You know what I mean? And my worry is now we're running out of good managers. Now, if Arteta was to get sacked, who do we go for? Because at some point, you guys will be going for a decent manager, possibly in the summer. It doesn't leave much pickings for us. Do you know what I mean? Are we going to stick with Arteta? You know what I mean? At the moment, it's that trust the process. It's a youth project and all that. So we've got to give them time and all that. We're a big club. We should not be. I know clubs have got to go through transitions and all that. I understand, get all of that. But, mate, we shouldn't be going, as Ches said, I shouldn't be thinking going to Liverpool and thinking, well, if I come out of there with a 2-1 win or 2-0, 2-1 loss or 2-0, loss, that's good. Our standards are absolutely. I mean, the last time we won there was 2012.
Yeah.
We're the team. And we're the team that conceded the most goals. Yeah, we're top of the pile to Liverpool. 4 more goals. Absolutely ridiculous.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's not. Listen, the chat is going crazy, and I need to keep up with the chat. But just here it goes. Calvin says, because of Man U owners, Gooners, Spurs, West Ham, Leicester can fight for 4th place. Not sure of Everton though. I mean, under Rafa Benitez, I don't know what's going on with that situation. Just quickly, what are your thoughts with Rafa Benitez?
I don't think Everton. Absolutely not. I think West Ham. Do you know what? West Ham had a very, very good run. Obviously, they lost over the weekend. It all depends on whether that was just a blip or whether they've now gone that downward spiral.
I feel like West Ham, they've got some tough games coming up, right? I'm sure they've got.
That's it.
They've got Chelsea.
Yeah, we've got them next weekend. Yeah. We're away to them next weekend.
Right.
So I think, it's going to be quite difficult for West Ham. They need to go on another run again for them to compete. Because if you go in the top 4,
So I don't know about West Ham. I feel like West Ham, they've been on a good run. They've got a good team. They've got a good manager. Like maybe the Premier League and being in Europe, which they're not used to doing. With Chelsea coming up, I feel like these games are then where they're going to start dropping points. And I feel like that's where they're going to struggle because they have to catch back up.
And they got Man City. They got Man City this weekend. Yeah.
Exactly. So that being said, I feel like they're going to start dropping points. But I feel like this is an opportunity for Arsenal and Tottenham to grab top 4. Honestly.
Yeah, and that is the thing. I think it's definitely up for grabs. Definitely. But I just think I don't know. I mean, we haven't got no European competition, so we should be fresh. But it's just that inexperience, we saw that in the game on Saturday evening. I don't know what Nuno Tavares was doing when he decided to pick up the ball. I thought,
oh wow!
I was watching. Did you see the ball he played? I'm thinking, who was he passing the ball to?
On exactly.
I was just baffled.
Kick it up the pitch. I don't know why he was going backwards. Yeah.
Just looking at Calvin makes. I think Calvin should become Arsenal's manager because it just seemed like he didn't. When I was just like, Aaron Ramsdale said this. He said that we stuck to the game plan. We should have changed it because they kept trying to play at the back. The worst team to do that is Liverpool,
Is
who are the
Liverpool?
best, probably the
Everyone
best
knows
counter
that.
pressing. They know that. So why are you doing it? Now, Calvin makes a very good point here. Arsenal should have done diagonal crosses. When we beat Liverpool in the was it on the way to winning the FA Cup, right? That's what we did. We played over the press, yeah? Aubameyang on the counter. But we're trying to play for, we're just making mistake after mistake after mistake. And literally, second half, we just capitulated. If it wasn't for Rambo, that could have been 7-8. Do you know what I mean? But the way I look at it, guys, is that yes, we are a team that's sort of going through transition. We are more aggressive. Watching that, we were more aggressive, a bit more organized off the ball in the first half. But soon as second half, it's just like we just lost it. You know what I mean? We were just literally trying to play passes, unnecessary passes that these guys are going to close down. You know, the goal, the Salah goal. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it. When it was just typical old Arsenal, and everybody was gravitated to the ball and left Salah there by himself. I'm like, Nuno, you was with Arsenal. Why have you now decided to go and tackle Armani? And you got Ben White going on him, and I can't remember who the other player was. Literally, all Armani to do is go, oh, there he is, free ball. Thank you very much. Tap in, lovely jubbly.
Do you know what it is?
I mean,
I laugh, Naughty. I laugh because what you describe is how Man United play football. So I laugh because there's so much similarity in clubs, and it's just honestly, it's just poor coaching. That's all it is. It's just not having that running and flowing because you just don't know what to do. And the fact that Ramsdale came out and said that you just didn't switch tactics, it's just us. At least you guys had tactics going into the game. That's the only difference. But you just sound coaching, inexperienced coaching.
I like that from Jay.
Arsenal,
I like that comment from Jay.
Always get Ollie. I hear he's available. No, I told you he's been banned. I told you in my title, Ollie's been banned from driving for life. Yeah?
No, trust me.
Carrick is taking over the driving. Yeah? He's taking over the driving. Yeah? So, listen. If Big Sam could do diagonal against Liverpool, Arsenal have done that too on Saturday. Arteta's not an elite manager, but managing a big club. It's true. Arteta needs to go. Yeah. He's not ready, Ian is saying. West Ham squad not strong enough. And I think because they've got Europa League, I think their squad is not big enough. And it only takes one injury to Antonio, and then they're kind of stuck. So that's probably where they may possibly drop out of the top four. Chile 666 says we're bottom of the league and they didn't sack him. You got him until his contract is done. I'm assuming. Oh, right. Okay. So he's talking about, and you know what? Like I normally like to do this. I like to go to the form table, innit? Yeah. So let me just go to the form table. Yeah, I know. Oh boy. Yeah. You probably know already, Dave, where you are. So let's just scroll down to the form table. Yeah. Let's just scroll down to the form table. Okay. The form table. So here we have the form table, right? So Chelsea are still there at the top. After 6 games, on 16 points, followed by Man City on 13 points. Wolverhampton have jumped up to third on 13 points. West Ham stay in fourth on 12 points. Liverpool up to fifth on 11 points, and Arsenal joint fifth or joint on 11 points. We dropped down to 6 after that trouncing. Now, you're probably wondering where Man United are. Hold on a minute. Let me just scroll down the table. Oh, there. Man United, 17th. 4 points. Ches, talk to me.
It's 4 points. It's 4 points it's 4 points out of 21, I think.
That's
ridiculous.
Right.
Absolutely ridiculous. But
4 points out of 21.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless, honestly, because there will be fans you speak to that just feel like you have to, short-term pain for long-term gain. There's a lot of fans out there that will be feeling exactly like that. I'm on the fence, I'll be honest. I'm on the fence. I've never been a fan, and I spoke to David about this a couple of weeks ago. I've never been a fan that wants to see my team lose. But it got to a point where I was watching the game still, but I just didn't care. If you get what I mean, like I just didn't care whatever happened. And what's disappointing is a lot of people don't realize that when you have an agenda and the agenda is like your manager out. I don't want to just say Ollie out anymore because he's gone. But when you say your manager out, you don't just mean the guy who's in charge. You mean the manager and his staff, right? The manager and his team. Yeah. Because it was clear, players were coming out. It was in the media that there was concern about the coaching and the training. Apparently, certain players were claiming that the coaching was academy level, or it's championship level, or high school level, which is unacceptable when you've got people like the best player that's ever played, Cristiano Ronaldo. You got Champions League Varane. You've got David De Gea in goal, who's really on form this season. You've got Jadon Sancho, who you just paid so much money for. You've got people like Mason Greenwood, who's a generational talent and hasn't developed. You got Marcus Rashford. He hasn't developed since he first came in because of the way that the coaching is. So it's clear to see that we're just a mess. And the fact that we've got rid of our manager and we haven't got rid of the coaching staff is pathetic. And the reason why it's pathetic is because we've had so long to work this out. We had after the Liverpool game, then we didn't do nothing. We had after the City game, the Atalanta games, or at the Villarreal game, we had the City game, like I just mentioned. We had an international break. How long is that to start thinking it's clearly going in one direction? And then it gets to the point where we get by Watford. And they're like, oh crap, we've got to sack him now. What are we going to do? Yeah. And the coaches, they have no plan. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, Ches, let me come in there on the whole situation.
Champions League game. It doesn't make no sense. And now they make Michael Carrick, who in his interview today, he just looked clueless. Apparently they was going to get rid of Phelan and McKenna, who are our coaches, but Carrick asked the board if they can help him out, basically. It's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And then
it's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles.
They've said, their statement is, we're going to make Michael Carrick our interim manager before the interim manager, so we can get a permanent manager.
But I heard, honestly speaking, I heard.
Oh, this can't. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up.
I heard they weren't even going to sack him. It's only because they got absolutely hammered by Watford. That's the only reason why.
But then
also,
listen to this, Dave. Yeah. So Mourinho got us second place. With his number 2, he got a second place. Carrick, his number 2 then left. Carrick came in, and then I think it was like 5 months later, Mourinho got sacked. So Carrick's been there through the sacking of Mourinho. Solskjaer comes in, takes over, keeps Carrick. They say, do you know what, we're going to give you Phelan, who was in Australia doing something, and we're going to give you McKenna. They've then sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He needed to go, but they needed to go too. He's still in here. They're now looking to get an interim who's going to keep them until the end of the season, because it's highly unlikely that an interim is going to come in with his own coaching staff. Because how often are you going to find an interim manager who's available and his coaching staff are not employed as well? It's absolutely ridiculous. And then we're looking to get someone in, and they want somebody like Pochettino, who I would take Pochettino now, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pochettino comes in and they're like, well, you're going to have to keep Carrick.
But you know who I heard? I heard Steve Bruce is another candidate.
That's what I heard as well.
Nice.
Please.
I want Steve Bruce, honestly.
I mean, there was also talk of Dave. There was also talk of Wayne Rooney as well. They interviewed Wayne, and he sort of said after the game, the Derby game, it would be an honour, but I've got to focus on Derby, who have had 20 points deducted and bottom of the pile, who are going to probably end up getting relegated. Listen, if that Wayne Rooney was a legend, if they came knocking at his door, he ain't going to say no.
He's not going to say no.
A man's going to say, yeah, mate. But this is the problem. It's sentiment. I'm changing your name to Sentimental FC. I mean, Ollie, look, I know, people shouldn't laugh at him, and I didn't laugh because how is it that a manager's sacked and then he goes in front of MUFC TV and talks about it and he starts to cry You know them documentaries when when the spouses are together and they're talking about nicely about each other and they go, oh, oh. Yeah, man was talking about Carrick, he was a wonderful whatever. They might start bawling. Listen, you can bawl all you want, you ain't get the job back. You ain't get the job back. You ain't getting the job back.
The club haven't confirmed that they sacked Solskjaer. The club just said that they've parted ways. It was a mutual decision. They didn't sack him.
No.
They gave him the option. But the thing is, I see it, they really did hang him out to dry. Because I reckon if after the Liverpool game they sat down and had the conversation with Ollie like they did after the Watford game, then they would have come up with a mutual decision to end it there. But the way that they've done it, the way that the Watford game went, the pain, the fact that you had Bruno Fernandes there trying to defend the manager against fans, telling him to F off and shouting at him, screaming God knows what at him. You then had him in tears in front of, apparently there was reports that players and coaching staff were in tears in the dressing room. Then you had him come out to an interview after he's mutually decided to leave. That's embarrassing. Like, or even an international break. If there was just a statement saying Man United have decided to part ways with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they're going to look for a new manager over the next week or two. Happy days. Like, the guy can walk out, he can make a statement in a month or two, but they proper hang him out to dry. He was getting abuse from fans, left, right, and centre. He was crying on national TV. I just think it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's from a club point of view, it's absolutely ridiculous. You didn't see
just to sort of with all of this palaver and with Ollie getting sacked and that, I mean, the comment here, Man U players have to take some of the responsibility. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, absolutely.
What I say though is, with the new manager, the players get a clean slate. That's what I say. I say they get a clean slate, and with new coaching staff, they get a clean slate because they haven't been coached. They don't know what to do. You can't say that Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Donny van der Beek hasn't even been given a chance. Jadon Sancho hasn't even been given a chance. The only player I want to see kicked out of our team is Harry Maguire. I just think he's just a disgrace.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, you got players like Harry Maguire, who clearly is out of form, like completely out of form, and he's still getting picked. How does that make sense? That's what it's all about, the manager. That's when you start thinking about the manager. Because he shouldn't be getting picked.
And also, there's reports that after games that players are being played through injuries, players are being played through sickness. Like, apparently Scott McTominay was sick, had a throat infection.
And the favouritism. And
pathetic.
And that's another thing.
Isn't it sod's law that the last player to score under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Donny van der Beek?
Yeah. Now, do you think that will all? Sorry, do you think that will all change? With, I know Carrick, do you think Carrick will change that? Or, do you think he will start Van der Beek? Tomorrow,
I'm going to quickly butt in because of the time. I think he's going to try and set up not to lose against us on Sunday.
I hope he's not there. I hope he's not there against. I hope he's just there for tomorrow, and then we've got 5 or 6 days to get someone else in.
Yeah, I mean, whoever it is, they're going to set up not to lose. That's what it is, and then they're going to take it from there. I think. I don't think they're going to try and go in that game and trying to get something like that.
Dave, I don't mind if they set up not to lose, because I feel like someone with a bit of competence and somebody who understands the game, well, if they set us up not to lose, they will still set us up to have a structure. When we set up with 8 defensive players or 9 defensive players against City, but there was no structure. It was just put people who know how to defend on the pitch and hope for the best. At least with a manager who has a bit of knowledge and a bit of experience, will actually tell each player, this is your role, this is your job, this is what you do, and maybe just take the captain armband off of Maguire.
Just to answer Latoya's question, should Harry Maguire stay as the Man U captain?
No.
Who would you be looking to give it to then? Cheers.
Me personally, there's one player I'd give it to, and it's David De Gea right now. And I feel like he's been the most professional player. His comments that he's made after matches, after pathetic losses, he's the only player right now that I feel like warrants that captain's armband. I feel like he understands, and you can see the passion. You can see the pain that he's going through being a part of this team, and he's on top form, but he's still leaking in so many goals because he came out onto that game saying the players on the pitch just don't know what to do. Like they don't know how to pass the ball. They have a game plan. I feel like he should be our captain, not Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, he's not playing well. I would drop him. I'll drop Fernandes. I'll play Fernandes right now. I feel like Fernandes just feels undroppable.
I know David's got to shoot off now, right? And we are coming down because I did say we're going to make this show 45 minutes. We have talked quite a lot and got a lot of information in regarding the whole weekend and everything. But Dave, before you do depart, I don't know if you have you got a glass with you there? You just gonna find yourself a glass, and if possible, just even if it's water. Now, on the last show we had, if you remember, Ches, you said that you was going to come on with your Man United shirt.
I said you said that.
You said you got sacked, but I realised why. I realised why you didn't come on with your Man United shirt, and I realised why you didn't come on with a bottle of bubbly, and that's because Carrick is still at the wheel. Yeah. Listen, guys.
Cheers.
Wait.
Guys,
put it this way. Normally, if you have a moldy pizza, and you throw away one of the slices, you're not going to eat the rest. That's what's happened. We need to order a new one.
Now, listen to this, guys. I'm drinking not to the fact that Ollie has gone. Yeah, Ches might want to, Dave might want to. I'm drinking because Carrick is now at the wheel. And they always say a leopard doesn't change its spot. Cheers, guys.
That's right. Cheers, Normsy.
Cheers.
Awesome. All right.
And on that juncture, guys,
yeah.
On that juncture, we're going to call it a night. Dave, much love. Thank you for joining us. I know you've taken a sacrifice to stay out. It's probably gone your bedtime now, so go and get your sleep. Yeah. And keep posting on Insta. Yeah, all those lovely dinners that you like to. Yeah. I'm not getting jealous or anything. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I can't decline. They're all like client events. So
you can't decline, can you? Stop posting things on the Insta. What up to you, man?
At hotels, at parties, at a live show.
Hotel parties. Oh my gosh.
But
listen,
Dave,
man, you sure you ain't constipated?
Hey,
joking aside, respect.
Right.
I know you're gonna be here soon, so looking forward to seeing you. Might even we can do a live show face to face, bro. So thank you for joining us, man. Cheers. Really appreciate it. I know you didn't get your wish. Yeah, you wanted the whole team gone, but it is what it is, mate. But listen, onwards and upwards. We play Newcastle 12:30 on Saturday. Hopefully, we should get a win.
Are you not waiting?
Man United go to Chelsea.
Are you not playing during the week?
Huh?
They're not in Europe. Oh.
Wait.
Yeah. All right, Ches. All right, mate. All right, guy. Listen, man, you want to come back on my show? Yeah, you can drink. Yeah, you drink all you want, bro. Yeah. I hope you're talk on that. No, really. But listen, guys, thanks a lot for taking part. Listen, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat that's come on. It's been a lively chat. Thank you for taking the time out. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please, if you're new, like, subscribe, and subscribe to the channel. Share it with all your friends. Put it on social media, wherever you want to. This is live. It's been lit. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. This is the What's Going On podcast. Take care and God bless.